If you're deciding CNC versus 3D printing for parts, then you're in the right place. Now, picking the wrong one does not just cost you money, it costs you weeks in rework, failed tests, and parts that almost fit, but they never fit twice. Now, in a minute, I'll give you the exact switch checklist that most teams learn the hard way, plus the CNC cost lever that makes quotes feel random when they're actually quite predictable. In this video, you're gonna get three things. The three signs that 3D printing is holding your product back, the fastest way to know when CNC becomes cheaper at your quantity, and how to choose local versus China sourcing without increasing risk. Now think of 3D printing like sketching. It's fast, it's flexible, and it's perfect for learning. But CNC machining is when you are ready to publish. Same design, but now it has to survive real use, fit real assemblies, and feel like a finished product. So here's what happens when just 3D print it stops working. Now, if your part is snapping or it's cracking or inserts are pulling out, it's usually not your CAD, it's the layered structure. Printed parts can be strong in one direction and then weaker in another, especially around mounting points or thin walls and threaded features. So if your assemblies are inconsistent, the issue is repeatability. Now, just a few tenths of a millimeter does not matter for a desk prototype, but it matters a lot when holes need to align or covers need to seat or snap fits need to behave the same way across 20 to 50 units. And if a customer sees or touches the part, then layer lines and support marks, they communicate prototype, even when the design is correct. Here's the switch checklist. This is when you get to the decision point. You want to switch from 3D printing to CNC when any one of these things becomes true. First of all, real loads. And that means the part carries weight, or there's torque, or there's impact, or vibration, or repeated stress. Then there's the real fits. So parts must mate precisely, like bearings and shafts or holes, seals, lids, enclosures, all those types of things means you probably need to make the switch. Then there's the issue of quantity. When you need more than about 10 identical parts and you want consistency across those parts, it's another clue that you need to switch. Then we have real finish. So if the part needs a production grade look and feel, that's another good sign. And then finally, it's when you want stable design. It's when you're not changing the model every day anymore. Then it's time to switch. If you're still iterating constantly, or you only need a few units, then 3D printing is still the way to go. But once you cross any of those lines, 3D printing starts creating hidden costs. And that brings me to the next question. Why is it that CNC quotes feel all over the place? Well, CNC quotes feel random when you don't know what the different levers are. And the biggest driver is usually not material. It's the work required to set up and cut the part. So here are the 5 most important levers. Number 1 is setups. More orientations and fixturing means more time. Then you have the machine time. So more cutting and tool changes means more cost. Then there's material. Aluminium is easier than stainless steel or titanium. You have tolerance and finish. So tighter requirements mean slower finishing and more inspection. And then there's quantity, of course. Setup is front loaded. So price per part drops as volume rises. Now, if you want a quick win, only tighten tolerances where it actually matters. If you do that, that alone can drop quotes without actually changing function. Now, the last decision is local CNC or China CNC. There's a myth here that causes most of the confusion or fear or apprehension. See, local shops are great when speed and collaboration matter, but small batches can come back quite pricey or slow if the shop is booked up and busy, because you're competing with larger production work. Now, China can be a strong option for small to mid-sized batches when cost matters and you're timeline can handle shipping. But the key risk is control. Clear drawings and requirements, matching the part to the right capability, and a process that keeps communication and files organized. That's what matters. And this usually isn't a cheap versus quality decision. Most of the time you're choosing between faster local turnaround and better economics overseas. If you're at the point where 3D printing is holding you back and you're ready to quote CNC, then the goal is simple. Get a few credible options that you can trust and compare. And that's what Haizol does. It's a sourcing platform for custom CNC manufacturing in China that matches your RFQ with verified factories, brings back multiple structured quotes, and keeps files, communication, and NDAs in one place. Links are in the description.